Hello, I am a girl named Ron, and today we are unboxing Neopets. I have been newly playing this TCG, and I'm very excited to share it with you. I opened up a couple packs previously, and I'm going to be opening a whole box and hoping to make a sealed deck from this box and the packs that I opened. We're opening Defenders of Neopia today. It is a game by Upperdeck, and it focuses on Neopets. Usually you have 3 to 5 Neopets in your game. That's not part of your starting deck. Your deck is 50 cards, including your mana base, which are code stones. Each Neopet has a myriad of abilities. The top ability is the hit points. That is how much damage it can take. The red ability is how much attack it gets, and these bottom things are done with die, and I'll explain that. So this is how much attack you get, this is how much blocking you get, and this is how much agility you get. Now, you can increase these numbers using your code stones. Your code stones are your mana base, but each mana base usually gives you +1 or so one of these abilities. So you have the chance throughout the game to increase those abilities if your Neopet is still alive. 3 means you roll 3 die. So on my attack, I'll roll 3 die. If you roll a 1, 2, or 3, that attack does not go through. So this attack doesn't go through. If you roll a 4 or a 5, it does go through, and the opponent has the opportunity to roll that many die to block. So my block would be 5. I would roll 5 die, and I would see how much I could block. A 4 or a 5 or a 6 blocks. So of my 5, 4 would block. If I rolled a 6 on attack, that is unblockable. So if this was my attack roll, I would have 2 that are unblockable. No matter what my opponent rolls, this 2 damage is going through no matter what. Now, my agility. If my agility is the same or less than my opponent, then I get no benefit. But if my agility is higher, I get to re-roll any of my die the number of points higher than I am from my opponent. So if I'm 1 point higher, I can re-roll 1 die. So this 1 that was not effective, I could re-roll it. It's a 6, and it is now effective. So that only happens if my agility is higher than my opponent. You kind of want to start out with... It's tempting to choose a Neopet with a higher health status, but it's kind of nice to have a mix and match. So this Neopet only takes 6 damage, but their attack and block is quite high from the beginning. And you'll see that as we approach different Neopets. There are other cards in there that you can use or play as bonuses or benefits, abilities, equipments, things like that. But you also get paintbrushes. Paintbrushes give you the opportunity to sort of upgrade the current Neopet that you have. However, they're very specific. So if I have a rainbow paintbrush, then I would need a rainbow Lenny in order to be able to utilize that paintbrush and upgrade it. So my upgrade has to be compatible with the paint that I'm painting him. If I don't pull a rainbow Lenny, then I can't run a Lenny and a rainbow paintbrush. It just makes no sense. So your paintbrushes do care about what kinds of cards you pull in order to run them. So as I open, I'm going to be categorizing them by type because there are recommended numbers of types of cards that you should run in your deck. So starting with the cards I've already pulled. Hey, Anna, what's up? Welcome in. Christmas. Hello. I will start, this is a food. I'm gonna start separating out like my Neopets and legends and things like that. This looks like a website only thing, so I'm gonna put that aside. This is an equipment. Code stones are my mana base, so that's really important. And as you can see, if I attach this to a Neopet, it's gonna give me +1 blocking. So every code stone has some kind of benefit for your Neopet. And after we open everything, I'm gonna go through the suggested deck building techniques so that you can see what a typical deck looks like. And we can hopefully build one from the sealed pool together. Once we decide what our Neopets are gonna be. So far we've gotten, in just 2 packs, we've gotten a lot of Neopets, so, and a lot of legends. So we're hoping to open a lot more other things. We're gonna need at least, I have this open somewhere. I just lost the page, of course. Oh no. Do not tell me I have lost it. No! I've lost it. I'm gonna have to look it up somewhere else again. But maybe it's still in my search history. Okay, I got it. Typically, it looks like decks have something like 15 code stones. So we want to open at least that many, and hopefully we get like a good mix of, you know, they're not just all shield or all attack kind of thing. Hopefully we get a good mix so that we could build a nice mana base with some benefit. But we're limited to this pool, so we'll see what we get. Ooh, there's a seal here too. So there's a clear plastic and an additional seal. Shout out to Upperdeck for making their product very secure. Okay. I have yet to huff one of these packs, but they do feel very foily, so I feel like they're gonna smell good. Let's see. They do. They do. They're very, like, metallic. Love that. Okay, we've got a hot dog, which I love. We've got a food. Usul. Ixie. Very cute. A foil Zay Codestone. Iron Skeith. Sweet Talk. Ooh, a 7 agility. That's good for rerolls. Potion. We haven't gotten a potion yet. So that's good. And apparently you're only allowed 1 fairy per deck. So if you pull a fairy, or several fairies, you're only allowed 1. So you really have to choose which fairy you want for that deck. Apparently they're like game changers. They do a lot because you're only allowed 1. Oh, so cute. Bruce Avenger. Gellert. I like Gellert. I think I've played Gellert as a Neopet. It's kind of like playing a commander almost. Because you're like leading with that. But I really liked his stats that his health starts at 10, but Shoiru also starts at 10 and has higher stats in terms of attack, but lower in block. You just have to have, like, lucky rolls, I guess. Aww. Mohog. A ghost. Equipment? Another equipment. A code stone. Very necessary. We need code stones. We've got a walkie. Another Lenny. Tax Beast. Ooh, so this is a painted Neopet. So he's got like the starry paint. So if I get the starry paintbrush and I get the basic Kachik, then I could utilize both the basic Kachik as my initial Neopet. I could run the starry paintbrush, and then if I pull the paintbrush in my draws, then I could play the upgraded version on top of my current. So it does require either purchasing the ones you don't have or pulling them, but at the moment, as like a new Neopet player, it's kind of fun to see if I can make that happen. So we'll see. We have a whole box. So let's see. We've got a fairy so far, and it is a foil. So that's exciting. We've got an Uzaro, a potion, and a Lu code stone. That is so cute. The art is adorable in this. It's just so heartbreakingly cute. Like, every card makes me want to squeal, and I'm so like hard on the surface, but opening this, I'm like, you know, like it gives me that like inside. Like, I just feel like a little squealy little kid. I gotta huff them. They're so good. This smells really good. So if you're a pack huffer like me, Neopets is where it's at. It's got good huffing action. We've got Castralis. Poogle. Aw. Another Gellert. We've got another Castralis, a different one. And we've got a foil Gellert, and this is a fairy. But it is a Neopet. It doesn't count as like your fairy for your deck because this one doesn't have stats. So this is a Neopet. But I wonder, like, I don't know too much about the rules yet. Like, I wonder if it can be a fairy in your deck, even though it has stats, because it does have like a fairy ability. So it says, during either player's battle phase, you may place a card from your inventory to the top of your deck. Gain 2 attack or 2 defense this turn. I feel like, if I had to guess, because I don't know for sure, this card could be played as either your fairy or your Neopet. And that's cool. That's a really cool mechanic that it's got like dual duty. So we'll see what we end up with at the end and what we decide as our like fairy option. So far we've only pulled one. So if this ends up being our only option, we might use Gellert instead if it's a better ability for our deck. God, it's good. God. We've got an Aisha. Another potion, which we don't have much of. Oh, jump. Oh, 2 jumps. He's just a little guy. And quite a bit of health at 12. Like, not amazing other stats, but still. We've got a foil superior shield of reflection. That's an equipment. We've got a starry walkie. Tangle net gun. And a Mao codestone. There are 24 packs in a box, and there are 8 cards per pack. So let's see what else we can get in here. An Aisha, bank manager, Techo. Oh, we've got the regular walkie, so if we get the starry paintbrush, we can run all of them. Ooh, a foil potion. Angry tax beast. We've got an equipment and a codestone. So far, we're doing all right, I think. Let's see what else we get. And I'm not knowledgeable about prices of these decks, so I have no idea if I've got, like, spicy pulls, but I'm just in it for the actual gameplay of it, because I think this game is super fun, and I love the way it runs. We've got a Poogle, Calvara, Sweetalk, Pant Devil, Zafara. This has ability, so this is, again, it's a ghost. And it has an ability of a Neopet, but it also has like almost like a fairy ability. So I have to see what ghosts do, because that I think is like a newer mechanic that I'm not familiar with. It wasn't in like the precons I played. So when I learned to play, it wasn't something that I was versed in. So as the game continues to develop and expand sets, I have to figure out what those new mechanics are, because when you kind of play like a little bit of a more obscure TCG, it's harder to find people that are playing it live at your LGS. And I'm really dependent as a chronically online person on people playing things over the internet, and unless I can find somebody to play with, I'm not up to date on the rules unless I search for them. So Ghost is something that I definitely have to like manually search for. That's not something that I have learned yet. We've got a potion. Cow. Scorchio. Ooh, Hubert's special hot dog, and it's a foil. A foil equipment. A starry Poogle. If I get a starry paintbrush, there's so much I could do with it. Ghost Lupo. And a codestone. Oh, we've got a cheek. Camouflage hot dog. Mincy. A codestone. Foil, which is very useful. Sergeant Brexis. A Dr. Flexo. Teeny hot dog. That's so cute. And a Tai-Kai codestone. Man, that's good huffing. Good huffing. The Pant Devil. Zafara. Lupe. Oh, another Gellert. This is a foil, and he's like teal colored. We've got a Shoryu Fairy, which is so cute. Another warehouse. Eyes of Dark. And a Har Codestone. Let's see. We've got a bunch left. Like 9 or 10 left. So we've got lots. All right, Mohawk, Chia, Corbat Defender, Aisha in foil. Ooh, we've got a Rainbow Aisha, which is great because we've got the Rainbow Paintbrush and a basic. So we can run these 3 in a deck. So that could be a good contender because we already have a match here. And so this would be the basic. They both have 10 health, right? So this would be the basic. It's got 4 attack, 3 block, and 3 agility. But then if I pull the paintbrush and I paintbrush it, I could play this one over it, which is, it's not just a foil, it's like a textured foil, if you see. And the stats are a little bit higher. It's 1 higher each one. So it's got 5 attack, 4 block, and 4 agility, plus whatever code stones you have below it. So this is already a really viable option, which is great. This is a great pack so far, at least for the purposes of like building a deck. We've got Shield of Reflection equipment, a Masked Intruder Legend, and an Ornn Codestone. And we want to mix and match the code stones. So like, as you can see, the code stones add either a shield ability or an attack ability or an agility. So we want to kind of like make sure that we have a bit of a mixture of them. Usually agility is the least valuable because you want to have a higher block and a higher attack. Agility only allows you to re-roll a bad roll. So it's kind of less important. So most people when they're deck building tend to have like maybe 3 agility code stones, but like 6 attack and 6 block, right? Like they want a heavier number of the things that are gonna deal the most damage or provide the most safety. Which makes sense in a strategic battle game, right? Pants Devil Evil Twin Legend. Airy. Red Scorchstone. Duelist Dagger Foil. Balthazar Foil Legend. A Fire Geller. He's so cute. We finally got another fairy. And a code stone. So satisfying. All right, Zweetok, Ixie, Scorchio, lots. Oh my god, lots of Neopets in this. Kachik, foil, Chia Ghost. I need to find out what the hell the ghosts are in this. Neopets is socialist with his feeding the poor an omelet? What? We've got a Starry Usul. I need a Starry Paintbrush because I've gotten so many Starry Neopets. Muka Legend. And a Taikai Codestone. I swear to God, if I don't get a Starry Paintbrush, I'm gonna be so sad. Oh, I'll explain it to you. I explained it a little bit earlier. You missed a little bit of it, but your deck has 50 cards comprised of basically this, right? Your code stones are your mana base. So these are code stones. They are going to comprise your mana base. Typically, of your 50, you have something like 15 code stones. you can have 3 to 5 Neopets in your deck plus upgrades and paintbrushes. This isn't counted in your 50. This is counted in your 50, but these are not. So this number up here is how much damage your Neopet can take. This is how much attack you deal, and that is done by die. So if it's 4, you roll 4 die. And if you roll a 1, 2, or 3, the damage does not hit. If you roll a 4 or a 5, the damage hits and then they have to block it. If you roll a 6, it is unblockable. So this is an automatic 2 points of damage to your opponent's Neopet. This is how many die you roll in order to block. So I would roll 7 die. Again, a 1, 2, or 3 doesn't block. A 4, 5, or 6 does block. Unless my opponent rolls a 6, then those are unblockable, and whatever 4, 5, 6 I roll blocks the remaining damage. 3 is agility. If you have more agility than your opponent, then you can re-roll that many die. So if you and your opponent tie on agility, you can't re-roll anything. If you have 1 more agility, you can choose one of these failed die rolls and re-roll it. I rolled a 5, and now that hits or blocks, right? This particular Neopet is paintbrushed. That is an upgrade. So you can have a basic Usul, and then if you pull the starry paintbrush in your deck, you can upgrade that Usul to the paintbrushed starry one, but it has to match. So this is a rainbow paintbrush, so I can't use a rainbow paintbrush to upgrade a starry Usul. I can, however, I did pull 2 of these. I pulled a basic Aisha, and a rainbow Aisha. So if I were to put this in my deck, I would shuffle it in, and this would be one of my Neopets. If this Neopet is active when I draw into this rainbow paintbrush, I can play this at any time and upgrade my Neopet from this to this, which will now increase my stats by 1. So instead of 4 attack, 3 block, 3 agility, I'll have 5 attack, 4 block, 4 agility. However, my Code Stones, which are my mana base, I play 1 per turn and attach it to my Neopet. Each Code Stone also increases an ability. So this increases my agility by 1. There are other Code Stones that increase blocking ability, and other Code Stones that increase attacking ability. So the more mana base you play, the higher number of die that you can roll to attack or block or reroll as the game goes on. And the purpose is you're going to play 3 to 5 Neopets in your deck, and the person who kills the most Neopets in one game wins the game. So if your opponent brings your life down enough to kill this Neopet, then the next Neopet comes into play, and the person who beats out the most number of Neopets wins the Battledome. And that's how you play. It's pretty straightforward. There are things like food is kind of like an instant. It's a thing that happens immediately and then resolves. So like change the result of 1 die roll to a critical success. That just happens immediately and then it's done. You're only allowed 1 fairy per deck. That kind of stays on board and changes some kind of aspect of the game, but you have to draw into it. And then you have legends and equipments that also change the face of the game, and potions as well. Like roll 1 die. On success, your Neopet heals 2 damage. If you fail the die roll, then it does nothing and you've wasted that mana. So, you know, there's like kind of like instant sorceries, equipments, and you're only allowed like 3 equipments on board unless you have like a fairy on board that says you can have an additional equipment, something like that, right? Things that kind of affect the game. But otherwise, it's pretty easy to learn. it sounds like a lot all at once, but when you're actually physically doing it, you're like, oh, I get it, you know? So right now I'm unboxing, but after I finish, I hope to build a deck from this sealed pool, and hopefully it'll be something that has some synergy. And let's see what we can build. All right, we've got a Kachik. It's wild. We'll play it one day. We'll play it in person and you'll see. It is like, it's really fun and really easy to get, like, once you start actually doing it. Let me know if you end up playing Star Wars again, because I'm happy to join you. Shield of Scorching. Oh, Boogle. Look at him. Just a little guy. Bree Codestone. Hot Dog of Justice foil. Excuse me. That was a big one. I'm glad I muted for that. Bloodberry Elixir. Jidora's Cursed Coin. Equipment. And Lou Codestone. Me. Oh, so cute. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's so many left. I thought I had, like, fewer. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I have 10 packs left. I feel like this goes on forever. There's only 24 packs in here, but it just feels like so much. All right. Hubert! Look at him as little hot dogs. Chia. Slippery Floor Potion. Bank Manager Foil. Black Frost Cannon Equipment Foil. Nova Blade Equipment. Punch Bag Bob. And a Bow Codestone. It's so... this is really good. It's really metallic. So, like, if you look at it, it's super, like, plasticky and metallic, and I love that metallic smell. And this one's got a particularly good one. It's got a really huffable odor. It's good. It's got good action. Alright, we've got a Loop. Mohawk. Shop Wizard. A Foil Poogle. A Cow Fairy. So I feel this, they weren't in the starter decks, but you're only allowed one fairy per deck. This, I feel, duels as a fairy and a Neopet, because it's got stats, so it should be a Neopet, but it's also got, like, a game changer ability, which only fairies have. So I feel like you could choose it to be one or the other. But I don't know if there's, like, a special rule on how that plays, because it wasn't in the starter deck. It is a Neopet, but it is also a fairy and has text, where none of the other Neopets have text because they don't change the game. Your deck can only run one fairy, and that would be in your, like, main deck, where Neopets are almost like commanders. Like, they're on a sideboard. They're on a separate area. So I think you can choose to run this as a fairy, the one fairy in your deck, or you can run it as a Neopet. But I'm not sure if there's, like, some rules text that changes that. So that's one thing I have to look up. And a second thing that came out with this particular set, this Defenders of Neopia, were ghost cards. And I don't know what ghosts are. That is something new to me, but I will pull it up so you can see. So, like, this Mohawk, like fairy, it's got, like, game changer text on it, but it's called a ghost. I know what they are, but in the TCG, I don't know what they are. So I need to know the rules text for Neopet/fairies and Neopet/ghosts. Like, what do they do in the game and what are the rules for them? That I don't know. Shut the fuck up. You're so stupid. I know what ghosts are. And I know what ghosts are in Neopets in general, but I don't know what they are in the TCG. You got me? You need to subscribe to my channel so you could take advantage of my ghosties. I have so many fun ghosts. This is me right now. See? You can have. Ah! Thank you for subbing. Now you have so many ghost options. Look at that. Look at that. At your disposal. You can just ghost away. I love ghosts. We've got Purple Blob Potion. We've got a Fire Lenny. So far, only one paintbrush. Like, how am I supposed to transform my Neopets with only one paintbrush? Thank you for using your Prime sub this month to sub to me. I appreciate you. Subs with Prime and proceeds to use corgi emojis instead of the ghosts. Like, come on. You now have ghosts at your disposal. Use the ghosts. Okay, fine. I'll allow Gengar. Gengar can stay. I also have a Grogu. So, for your Star Wars enthusiasm, I have an Uwu Grogu. We've got an Usul Akachi. Jub. We have like so many colored Jubs. So we have like a blue one and a red one. Now we have a green one. And his health is insane. It's 14, but his other stats are pretty low. His block is high, but like his agility and his attack are really low. So like the codes, if I were to build around this, the code stones would have to be like attack heavy. Judora's Cursed Sword. Breadmaster Foil. A Blue Scorch Stone. Dr. Death. And an EO Codestone. No, this is by Upperdeck. This is a TCG by Upperdeck, so it's a very famous trading card. The foils do look sick. They're very well done, and the art is freaking adorable, but aside from like the regular foils, so like this is like a regular hot dog foil, right? See it? But that one rainbow foil that I showed you, the Aisha, it's like a textured foil. It's crazy good. Like, there's just all this like little like thumbprint kind of detail in the background. And it is like a really, really nice textured foil. So this is like a regular foil in comparison. The foiling is really nice, and so far they've been out in the air and they haven't curled. So the foiling is really nice, but then this one, wah, now that I've tossed them away. All right, well, this is another foil. The foiling in the etched is like absolutely insane. Hold on, let me rescue this from my floor. Now I can't find it. Great. Look what you've made me do. It's all your fault. Oh, here it is. So, a regular foil and the etched foil. Don't try and gaslight me. I would never. I would never. Yeah, the foils are really, really nice in this. And so far, they have... Ugh, now I can't get myself comfy again. They have done a good job at, like, not curling and not being, you know, like, unreliable foils. They're super nice. Alright, we've got a Safara, Siona Legend, Battlehammer Equipment, a foil EO Codestone, a foil Blade of Supernova Equipment, Cow Defender Legend, Blue Frost Cannon Equipment, and a Zay Codestone. And we've still got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 packs left. A fancy Akara. That is the only the Aisha is the only like textured I got. I've gotten a bunch of foils. No. We've got a Gellert, a Hot Dog, Teko, Ubiki Berry Elixir, Foil Potion. Ooh, this one? Oh. Oh, this is another textured foil. I was like, this feels really thick. Another textured foil. It is Blade of Ultranova Equipment. And it, like, actually, you could feel the texture. Blade of Ultranova Equipment. During your battle phase, you may roll 2 dice. For each success, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and your Neopet heals 2 damage. It's quite expensive to play. You have to have 5 code stones out to play it, but once it's out, it remains on your battlefield. It's almost like an enchantment in Magic. So, like, you can have 3 equipments out. I mean, it's kind of like an equipment in Magic, but there's no equip cost. It just kind of, like, plays out and stays there. And you can have 3 out at a time, unless you have, like, a fairy or some other card that says you can have more. So it's life gain, life drain. It's both. So you can roll the die, and if you roll a 4, 5, 6, then it's a success. If you roll a 1, 2, 3, nothing happens. So for each success, you roll 2. For each success, you deal 2 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and your Neopet heals 2. So your opponent can take up to 4 damage, and you can take up to 2 damage just during your battle phase, not including the damage your Neopet's already going to do. So it's a pretty strong, which is why it's 5. It's a pretty strong ability, because given some Neopets are only 8 or 9 health. We've got a Torchio. Ah! A Starry Chapter. I'm desperate for a Starry paintbrush. Desperate, because I have so many Starry Neopets, and so far I've only pulled 1 paintbrush. It is a foil paintbrush, which is nice, and it is like the special foil, so I can play that special foil in my deck, which is lovely. But I would love to be able to, oh my god, I just tossed the entire deck. I would love to be able to play all of the other Neopets, and they're all Starry. We'll see what we got, but first off, that was a really clumsy open. Okay. We've got a Legend, an Aisha, another Legend, spooky little guy, foil Mammoth, A fire paintbrush. Okay, so we've got a couple fire ones. So at least we've got options here. We've got a diamond hot dog, a Mao codestone, and a cow. Oh, if I could get a starry... You can only have 2 paintbrushes in your deck, so at least I've pulled 2, and I can put those in. But if I get a starry, I have a lot more options to play with when I deck build. So we'll see. We'll see. We've got 4 packs left. Exploding Potion, Lenny, Usul, Red Scorchstone foil equipment, a Jade Scorchstone foil equipment, Ghost Loop Shield, Lady Frostbite, and Ornn Codestone. We've got a Kalvara Legend, Airy, Ixie, Loop, a Ghost Paintbrush. Okay, so maybe that's what those ghosts are. Maybe it's like an upgrade. I didn't know there was a Ghost Paintbrush. I feel like I just answered my own question without research. Hallelujah. Okay, so as it seems, typically when you upgrade a Neopet by paintbrush, all that changes are their stats. However, with a ghost paintbrush, it gives them a fairy ability as well. So that's different. That's not the same as the usual paintbrushes. The paintbrushes usually just upgrade the stats, where the ghost gives them upgraded stats and a fairy ability. So that's interesting. I wonder, because you can only have 1 fairy in your deck, I wonder if they're illegal to play while you already have a fairy out. So that's something I have to look into. We've got Hubert's Special Hot Dog, a Legend, and a Codestone. And we've got 2 more packs to go. In the TCG, Fairy is not a paint type. It's like a separate card and you can only have 1 in a deck. So those Neopets that are also fairies, like, confuse me. I have to see whether or not they're legal to play while a fairy is on board. We've got Camouflage Hot Dog, a Shoiru, Pant Devil's Evil Twin, Mincy, a Walkie Ghost, little cutie, foil, Judora's Cursed Sword, Kachik Starry, and a Mao Codestone. I want a Starry paintbrush so bad. I'm gonna need to buy one. Like, just 1 Starry paintbrush, just so I could play all these cards that I have. I'm like, this can't be the most, like, it's the only card that, like, I feel confident that I could build something from this sealed pool, but I have so many Starry cards and I can't do anything with them without the freaking paintbrush. All right. Last chance for a paintbrush. Mohawk, Red Scorchstone equipment, Zweetalk, Lady Frostbite, Blackwing foil, Duelist Dagger, Orig the Great, and a Tai-Kai Codestone. No Starry paintbrush. Tragic. Absolutely tragic. Alright. First, I'm going to... Alright, let's look at what I got here. we can only have 2 paintbrushes in the pool, so we have to decide which of these 2 we're going to use. The paintbrushes do go in your 50. The Neopets do not. They're kind of separate, and the equivalent upgrades to the paintbrushes are not counted in your 50, but the 2 paintbrushes will be. I have to look and see how many ghosts, how many fire, and how many rainbow I have. I do have that fancy rainbow, which I'm tempted to use, but, like, I have to see what I have the pairings of, because I have to have the base version and the painted version in order to run them. So, let me look. Hold on. Alright. Let's separate out all the paintbrush versions. All the stupid starries that I can't do anything with right now. Okay, we've definitely got Lenny, which is a fire. And we've got Gellert as a fire. And we have plenty of, like, regular Gellerts, so... Okay. So, fire, ghost. Starry does nothing. We don't have any fairy paintbrushes, so I don't think we can do fairy or starry. Sadly. Fire, ghost. Fire. We've only got 1 rainbow. Okay. So... we can... do this combination with the rainbow. Or this... I guess... they have to match color, no? No, I guess they don't have to. This color. Because the rainbow is, like, all color. Ooh, let's see if there's any more in here. There are. I've got a bunch. Okay. So I could do that. And then we've got Mohawk, Zafara, Chia, and Waki as the ghost. So here's a Waki. I've got another Waki. I've got a Zafara. Okay. So I don't have a plain Chia, and I don't have a plain Mohawk. So for the Ghost Brush, I can have either a Waki or a Zafara, and I can have them both in my deck because the Ghost kind of worked for both of them, so I can use either one, and I can decide that later. And then for the Fire, I have Lenny Gellert and Zweetalk. So I've got a Zweetalk. I've got a Lenny. I've got a Gellert. Oh, wait. I found a Mohawk. God damn it. I found a Mohawk. I've got a Zweetalk. Here's another. Where did I miss all these Mohawks? So silly. Lenny. Gellert. Lenny. What? I've got so many. Lenny. This Waki. And Where did the... Oh, here it is. I think this one's better. All right. I think I'm gonna run these two with the fire. Well, I guess I could run these three with the fire. So I need two more. I feel like it should be the walkie. Oh no. I can't have more than 2 paintbrushes. So I have to choose between the walkie and the rainbow. Ooh. The walkie has better life, but the rainbow is prettier. Yikes. So hard. Okay. We're gonna go with the rainbow for now. But I'm not pleased about it. We'll keep the ghosts aside just in case I want to like swap them out one day. We'll keep them like right on top. All right. So this is gonna go part of the 50. Let's do code stones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's just see if there's any like foils, because I want to foil it out. I want to be pretty about it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 attack ones. And then we're gonna do 6 of the block ones and 3 of the agilities. Let's separate out some of these ones we're not using. Okay. We'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And let's do 1, 2, 3. All right, our mana base is there. Let's choose our 1 fairy because we only pulled like 2. Once per turn during your draw phase, you may search your deck for an equipment and add it to the top of your deck. Your Neopet can hold an additional equipment. Or when you play this card, you may search your deck for a paintbrush and play it or add it to your inventory. Your rainbow Neopets gain 1 attack, 1 defense, 1 agility. If your Neopet was painted with a rainbow paintbrush, gain an additional attack. I like that because we are running a rainbow, but I also like having an additional equipment. So that's a hard choice. I'm going to choose the rainbow, but I'm going to kind of sideboard this fairy because I feel like it'll still be pretty useful if we decide to like swap it out. All right. this person has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18... 18 legends, 5 equipments, 4 food, 4 potions. So legends seem to be pretty big. Let's do... five equipments, 5 food. Alright, let's look at food because we have the least of it. We've got 2 drops, 4 drops, 1 drop, 3 drop. 1, 2, 2, 1. Alright. We've got a bunch of hot dog. Draw 1 card. Change the result of 1 die roll to critical success. When your opponent plays a food, you may play this card and negate the effect. I don't love that. Your cards cannot be targeted by an opponent's card effect this turn. When your opponent plays a legend, you may play this card and negate this effect. I kind of like that. During your opponent's battle phase, after damage is calculated, you may play this card. Deal damage to your opponent's Neopet equal to the damage your Neopet took this battle. I like that. Okay, so I feel like I'm gonna run these 5 foods, because I like that. And I will set these aside. And so far we are at 1, let's do it backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We're about halfway there. 23. They're only running 4 potions. Let's split them up by mana. 1 drops, 2 drops, a 5, 1, 4, 1, and 2. Roll 1 die on success, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Roll 1 die on success, your Neopet heals 2 damage. Roll 1 die. Okay, that's heal and deal. Those are the 1 drops. Roll 3 dice. For each success, your Neopet gains 1 of the following until the end of your opponent's next turn. 3 attack, 3 defense, or 3 agility. Wow, for each success? That's a lot. When this card is sent from your inventory to your death. I like this one. And I like these as well so far. Roll 3 dice for each success. Your Neopet heals 2. I kind of like this one better for the cost. Roll 1 die on success. Your Neopet's attack, defense, and agility become 10 until the end of your opponent's next turn. I like it, but it's a little costly. But I feel like I kind of want to do these 5 and maybe go a little lighter on legends than that other person did. So what's our total now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We're at 28. I feel like I should write that down somehow. I don't know where my dry erase markers have gone. Oh, here's one. Alright. We're at 28 so far. Alright, how many equipments? They only have 5 equipments. They have a lot of legends. Let's let's see. We've got 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, 2, 5, 2, 4, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 5, 1, 4, 3, 5, 2, 4, 4, 2, 1, 2, 4. All right. These are pretty similar. Okay, during your turn, whenever a card is discarded, gain 2 attack until the end of the turn. During your turn, whenever a card is discarded, gain 2 defense. I don't know that I'm playing discard, so this may not be useful for me. Let's kind of try to put these in alphabetical just so I know what I have and what I have duplicates of. Okay. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die, resolve the following effect based on the result. Heal 2 damage. Your opponent's Neopet heal. Your opponent's heals 2 damage. Why? Freeze your opponent's Neopet. You are frozen. Take 2 damage. What? This is chaos. I don't like that at all. During your battle phase, if you have 6 or more cards in your inventory, you may discard 1 card and gain 2 attack. Okay, I see. When this card is revealed from your deck, you may play this card. During your battle phase, you may reveal the top 3 cards of your deck. For every equipment revealed this way, gain 1 attack this turn. I like that. When this card is revealed from your deck, you may play this card. During your opponent's battle phase, you may reveal the top 3 cards. Okay, they're similar. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On critical success, freeze your opponent's Neopet. I like that. When your card is sent from your inventory or deck to your discard, you may play this card. During your opponent's battle phase, while calculating damage, you may send this equipped card to your discard. You take no damage from the critical successes. During your opponent's battle phase, while calculating damage, you may send this equipped card to discard. Reduce the damage taken by 2. You are immune to being frozen. At the end of your opponent's battle phase, if you took any damage, deal 1 damage. Oh, I like that. Okay. So far, I like these 4. And not so much these. Let's see what else there is. Let's look at the 3s. S, T, D, N. Alright. During your opponent's battle phase, while calculating damage, you may send this equipped card to your discard. Reduce the damage taken this battle by 3. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On success, deal 1 damage to your opponents. It doesn't feel like enough damage for 3. When this card is sent to your inventory or deck to your discard, you may play this card. Gain 2 attack. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On success, deal 1 damage. During your opponent's battle phase, while calculating damage for every critical success you rolled during this battle, deal 1 damage to your opponent's. I like that because it deals an additional damage. Okay. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On success, your opponent's Neopet's agility becomes 0. I don't care so much about agility. I should, but I don't care that much. Alright, so far we're dwindling. We're dwindling the equipments. Okay. During your battle phase, you may roll 1 die. On success, freeze your opponent's Neopet. It's kind of expensive, though. During your battle phase, you may roll 2 dice. For each success, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and your Neopet heals 1 damage. Okay, that's not bad. During your opponent's... Wow, this like got really loud, I don't know. Sorry. Okay. There we go. During your opponent's turn, when you take damage, you may send this equipped card to your discard. Hey, welcome in, F-Bomb. Your Neopet takes no damage the rest of the turn. But that's like a single use. Oh my god, the text on this is so small. When this card is sent from your inventory or deck to your discard, you may play this card. Discard 1 card, look at the top 3, add 1 to your inventory, send 1 to your discard. This is so complicated. I just don't even want to deal with it. During your battle phase, if you have 6 or more cards in your inventory, you may discard up to 2 and gain 2 attack. When this card is revealed from your deck, you may play this card. At the start of your opponent's battle phase, you may place a card from your inventory to the top of your deck. If you do, you can block critical successes as though they were normal attacks this turn. That could be good. Alright, let's see what 5 has in store. Because I know that there was one that I liked in 5. I liked this one, which is like the textured foil. During your battle phase, you may roll 2 dice. For each success, deal 2 damage to your opponent's Neopet, and your Neopet heals 2. During your opponent's battle phase, while calculating damage for every critical success you rolled, deals 2 damage to your opponent's Neopet. I feel like I have that in kind of like a cheaper version. So, let's... I want to have... 6-ish equipments. Right now I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I've got to cut 3. I'm tempted to cut these 2 cheaper ones, but it's going to be really hard to play this many high ones, so I probably should cut a higher one. Okay, I think I'll cut this one. While calculating damage for every critical success you rolled, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Okay, this one is permanent. This one gets sent to discard. So I like the permanent better than the discard one. And now we've got to cut like one more thing, I think. Unless we go really light on legends. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. That leaves room for 15 legends, which I feel like is fine. 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. Okay. So that leaves room for 15 legends, because we've got to get to 50. So I feel like we're doing fine. I feel like that could be good. Let's split them by like mana value now, so that we can see what's worth it. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 2, 3, 2. You've got a 5, which is unusual here. 3. Not a lot of 4s, which is good because they end up getting cut, I feel. Alright, so we've only got one 5-drop. All equipment and code stones on your side of the Battlefoam. Add all equipment and code stones on your side of the Battledome to your inventory. Abandon your current Neopet? That sounds so weird. Okay, we've got a double of these. Your opponent randomly discards 2 cards from their inventory. Draw 2 cards. I like that. Angry Tax Beast. Search your deck for 1 Villains of Neopia Legend and play it, ignoring level requirements. That could be good. Your Neopet can make an additional attack this turn. Damn. Okay. Alright. I don't like this. Alright. Drop something. CLU TE T B M P. We can only have 2 of each, so we can repeat stuff, but not much. Okay. Target one of your opponent's fairies. Play it on your side of the Battledome. Kind of like that. Reveal the top 5 cards of your deck. Add 2 of the cards revealed this way to your inventory. Then return the remaining cards. I don't like this as much. Draw 1 card from your deck for each Defenders of Neopia Legend in your discard. Draw 3 cards from your deck, discard 2 from your inventory. I like the freeze. Freeze your opponent. And you can run 2 of them. Target one of your opponent's equipment, send it to their discard. If you do, you may play a card from your discard. Okay, I like that. When you play this card, it stays in play. At the beginning of your opponent's battle phase, roll 1 die on success, block all blockable damage this turn. On failure, send punch bag to discard. If you have 6 or more cards in your inventory, your Neopet can make an additional attack. I like additional attacks. Until the end of your opponent's next turn, when any number of cards are discarded from your inventory, deal 1 damage to your opponent's Neopet. Oh, I'm not really running discard. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. You may play 1, returning the remaining to the top and or bottom. Your opponent randomly discards 2 cards from their inventory. Okay. I like these so far. Okay. Draw 3 cards, then place 1 card from your inventory to the top or bottom of your deck in any order. Search your deck for a Villains of Neopia legend and add it to your inventory. I don't think I need 2. Search your deck or discard a potion and add it to your inventory. Okay. Search your deck for a Defenders of Neopia legend and add it to your inventory. Target up to 2 legends in your discard and add them to your inventory. It's a good way to get stuff back. Your opponent cannot use the effects of equipment until the end of their next turn. I like that. Oh, it's so hard to pick 15 now. How many are we at here if we kept all of these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ugh. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. We're gonna have to discard. Alright. Okay. Bank manager. Hubert. The breadmaster. Where are you, T? QRS. Okay. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck, return them. It's kind of like a scry. Draw cards from your deck equal to the number of equipment currently in play. I like that, and that is only a 1-drop. Draw 2 cards from your deck, then place 1 card from your inventory to the top or bottom. I like that. Search your deck for 1 card with hot dog and add it to your inventory. Maybe 1. Draw 2 cards, discard 1. I hate discarding. Draw 2 cards from your deck. See? Perfect. I like that. Reveal the top 3 cards from your deck and add 1 to your inventory, then return the remaining in any order. Target 1 equipment in your discard and play it. Choose one of the following: equipment, food, paintbrush. Look at the top 5 cards. Oh, that's a risk. Your opponent discards 1 card from their inventory. Draw 1 card. Like that. Shuffle 3 cards from your inventory into your deck. Search your deck for 1 card and play it or add it to your inventory. Maybe just 1. Send an opponent's equipment to discard. Ugh, I like the 1-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, I like the 1-drops. Now let's see. Level 13. I've got 2 slots left. Okay, we're dwindling. We're doing it. I'm being aggressive here. Alright, your opponent randomly discards 2 cards from their inventory. Draw 2 cards. It's costly, but it's good. And this is an additional attack. Alright. I think I said we've got 2 slots left. These are 3 drops and 4 drops. What we can do is target one of your opponent's fairies. They can only have 1 in a deck. So if they have a fairy out, you can move it and play it to your side. However, if they don't have a fairy out, it does nothing. So it's risky. Freeze your opponent's Neopet. That can always happen. If you have 6 or more cards in your inventory, which is your hand, your Neopet can make an additional attack this turn. And your opponent randomly discards 2 cards from inventory. And then we have your Neopet can make an additional attack this turn, which is kind of the same as this, except it costs 1 more mana and there's not the condition of having 6 or more cards. Your opponent randomly discards 2 and you draw 2. Alright, we're down to 4, and we need to choose 2 of these. Freeze your opponent's Neopet. Your opponent randomly discards 2 from their hand. Your opponent discards 2 and you draw 2. I guess that sounds better. It's 1 more mana, but there is an added benefit. And then your Neopet can make an additional attack this turn. I'm so stuck between these 2. I feel like I'm gonna choose this one, but I'm gonna sideboard this one in case that doesn't really pan out and I want to swap it out later and kind of make that adjustment if it's not playing well or if it's too high cost. So we've got the Aisha and the Rainbow. We've got the Gellert and Fire, the Zuitok and Fire, and the Lenny and Fire. We're allowed to have 5 Neopets. However, we're only allowed 2 paintbrushes. And the other Neopets that I had paintbrushes for were ghosts. And they, I can't add that paintbrush in, so I could only add the basic, if that's the case. So I chose 4 Neopets for the 2 paintbrushes that I had. And then I kind of sideboarded these 2 depending on performance. So we have opened up 2 packs plus an entire box of Neopets Battledome Defenders of Neopia, and we built a seal deck from it. I hope you enjoyed. I explained a little bit about the game mechanics. I hope that it sounds interesting to you and that you understood the game. I would love to do a gameplay video so you can better understand how this game plays and see it in action. It is really fun. So I hope you join me again for that. Thank you for being here. Like, follow, subscribe, click all the things. All my links are found at linktree/agirlnamedron. Thank you for being here and have a great night. I'll see you again soon. Bye.